the real world, a global community where like-minded individuals work toward achieving their personal goals. Every member receives advanced training and mentoring from our team of experienced industry specialists. Develop essential business skills with the help of our coaches through our online comprehensive education system. Join now. Real Prosperity Financial Freedom Formula. Discover how to become financially free so you don't have to depend on your business, a job, the government, a partner, or anyone else for money. Scan code for the Financial Freedom Formula. 4BK Forbidden Knowledge Shop. Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops. Embark on a journey of discovery with Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops, where history, science, and spirituality merge to unlock the secrets of the universe. Our immersive experiences take you beyond the mainstream narrative, exploring ancient civilizations, consciousness expansion, biohacking, UFO phenomena, and the art of manifestation. Esoteric Store, featuring new esoteric and biohack items. It's a movement, a portal to ancient wisdom, higher vibrations, and deep truths. Awakening minds and expanding consciousness. Scan code to shop now. AI Genius Club. Revolutionary suite of 24 AI-powered apps is designed to automate, optimize, and elevate your success. Whether you're crafting visuals, creating engaging funnels, or generating personalized content, our platform empowers you to excel with ease and precision. Scan code to create magic. Event Raptor, the #1 solution for automating your sales. Attract, nurture, and convert with your ultimate coaching client attraction system. Everything you need to grow your audience, your authority and influence, your sales. Scan to start your automation.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Pain Point Podcast. And I'm your hostess with the mostest, Nicole Borghi. And I'm here with Neco. And Neco is going to share with us this great virtual solution that he offers with remote videos, remote video production. And I'm going to let him tell a little bit about who he is and where he came from. So we're going to unpack that in this episode today. But this way, you know where your journey's going to and how you got to the end of the video, because you're going to hear some great stories and get provided some great solutions today with the magic that Neco brings. Welcome, Neco. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Nicole.
It's awesome. We've had a chat before and we've met in a few networking, and it is great. You're such an inspiration to me, just talking to you and the solutions that you provided me just on the call. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But would you go ahead and just tell our audience who you are and how you got here?
I am a filmmaker. I've been doing this for 35 years now. And I have to say that this is my third country. I am Brazilian/Israeli/American. Was born in Brazil, moved to Israel when I was 21. Was very idealistic. Lived there for 23 years, and that's where I went to film school. And that's where I started my career. Back in 1990, I started working on television, on sports TV, started as an editor back then, and then I became a director and directed a few documentary films for TV back in Israel. Did a lot of sports TV, learned a lot. And in 2004, a friend of mine who went to film school with me, out of the blue, invited me to come work at his company as a creative director. He still has an animation company here in New York, which is where I live now. And I came. It was a good offer. I wasn't expecting. My family at the time agreed to. I had like my wife and 2 teenage children, my daughter and my son. The family agreed to come, and we did it back in 2005. The whole family, we came to the US, and I've been here since then. And I've worked a few years at that company as a creative director. And we were doing animation for big ad agencies. I learned a lot about like 3D animation, motion capture, stuff like that. And then the crisis came, 2008, if you remember. And like many people, I lost my job. And I went back to being a freelance, which is what I did in Israel for many years, and ended up opening a video production company with a friend. And that it's not the company that I have today, Lab. It was called Video SEO Pro. We did a lot of work with businesses, mainly in the region where I live. I live in Westchester, New York. We were doing what I call today traditional video production, and a lot of that creating branding videos for businesses. We worked with big clients like New York Presbyterian and Columbia and a lot of small clients. And 6 years ago, 5 years ago, COVID came. We actually closed the company, and I opened my own company. It's almost 6 years now. Opened my own company called Lay Productions, and I focused on a different type of video production, which is remote video production, which is basically a way to create professional quality videos without having to send a video crew to a location. And I can tell you more about that if you want.
You've had such a journey to get here. Thank you for sharing that. It's amazing where you've come from and what you're doing for people to see that this is something that can be done from anywhere and everywhere and for everybody when you have this honed in and sharing the ability for people to get seen and heard on such a larger level, and even clientele testimonials. We'll get into that a little bit. And to see that for you, when you're behind the scenes and you give such it's like this structure and a foundation for people, somewhere where people can go and know that there's something successful that's going to come out of this, and that entrepreneurs are going to be able to reach their clients, and they're going to be able to touch them in a different way this day and age, instead of having to go into the studio and having to fly somewhere and buy these tickets and stay in a hotel and get ready and meet with you, or fly in and out in a day, or fly you out somewhere. And just the ability of what you've showed me, especially on the testimonial side, where people can do this themselves and you give them the guidance, is such a difference from the production of yesteryear almost, right? It's just changed over the years, and you've grown with the change and the technology, and realizing that you're not competing against yourself by negating that people have a webcam or a phone, or how can they use the tools that they have now. And that's so important, especially on the Pain Point podcast, to share with people, you have the tools within your reach. Use what you have. You don't have to buy all this fancy, expensive equipment, but there's something that you're going to give them guidance, and you're going to provide them the tools in which that they'll utilize and then produce the information. So people can get seen and heard a lot. There's a lot of LinkedIn and social media. It can get so overwhelming with that. But when you bring this to people to say, hey, when we watch this, it's like podcasters versus the news media. I think watching that go through today, that we see every day, with people saying, hey, we don't want the old way anymore. There's a way to revamp it and spin it so we can have it in a way that people are ready to hear and see, and have a better communication tool instead of pushing us away. It's still such a great communication tool. We wouldn't be here on Zoom without it. Have you ever wanted to be in front of the camera, or is that just you just are best? That's where it best serves you.
It's a good question. Most of my career, since 35 years ago, I've been behind the camera, and always behind the camera. I directed a lot of actors or presenters, and being in front of the camera, as strange as it may be coming from someone in my profession, being in front of the camera is pretty recent for me as a business owner. And mainly it's small businesses, you need to be in front of the camera. And I would say today more than ever, because, and we can talk about the value of video, but the main thing is, and we all heard that, people make their decisions based on emotions. Not logic. We may think that we're being very logical, but the emotions are central in taking decisions. And I would say that's the advantage of video overall, because you can get excited about something written, but nothing touches the emotion more than you see another person talking about something. You connect with them emotionally, you connect with that person, and then you internalize the message. You identify with them. You don't really identify with a piece of text. You may, but you identify with another person. So that's where the strength of video is. Besides the fact, of course, that a picture is worth 1,000 words. They say a minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. You can say much more, because when you're putting out a video, you are giving information not only by what you're saying, but what you're showing, your body language, the images. So you can tell much more in a shorter period of time. And time is important. People have shorter attention spans, and people don't have time. You're busy. So that all those are advantages of using video. And I would say, and today, to get yourself in front of a camera, it's even more important, because we have AI around, and everybody is using it and should use it, because you don't wanna fight against it. On the contrary, you wanna find good ways to use it. But for example, we have avatars, and they are getting much better, and you have AI creating videos. But the thing is, this is not human. And that's that's a good reason to emphasize the humanity of your business, of yourself, and put your face out there as a real human. Oh, this is not an avatar. This is a real human. So I think today it's even more important than ever.
That's true. It is. And it's important for people to realize not only being able to get on camera, but who's going to better talk about you? Who's going to better tell the story? Who's going to better talk about your clients and your business? And people, especially with podcasts, people want to know a little bit of a nugget. They get to know your language. They get to know your body language. They get to know your energy. They get to know when you're showing up. They get to connect with you on such almost more intimate level. It's like the cliff notes. So like little shorts are like the cliff notes to the longer essay. And if I like this short, then I'm going to go into more shorts, longer videos, and connect with this person, go to their website, buy their product. It is a time that it's going to take. It's like having somebody that goes into Walmart, they want to get $20 in cash. They don't want to pay for the exchange rate to get the money out of the ATM. They go in there, they buy a pack of gum. And they do this for a week or two, and then they start going further and further back into the Walmart to purchase more items, whether it's food or clothing.
Yeah.
Because now they trust the store is going to have what they need. Now they know the checkers.
The word is trust. Yes.
Yeah.
The word is trust. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So you're building that little nugget of trust. So if somebody's going by the candy aisle and running in and out, now they're going to go deeper into the store, and they feel that vibration. And it really gets into the communication of who they are. Do I like your body language? And it's great also because you get to know, do I bond with this person? Does the energy fit with me? Do I really like what they say? I want to hear a little bit more. Like Gary Vanderchuk, I can listen to him in a short. I don't want to listen to him in long form. I like a little bit of what he says, but I don't want to listen to him for a long time. There's a certain energy that goes, how much more can he pat himself on the back? Or Alex Hermosi, when I'm listening about sales, or Myron Golden, there's certain people that just have that essence where they talk about their business. And some people are just so polished. But now that we have shorts and someone like you or me communicate, and we meet each other in networking, and we're building that know and trust and that connection and deepening our network and our net worth as we grow. And the more I see you, the more I relate to you, and the more I understand, and the more that I want to bring and refer people to you.
And then the more you trust me. And that's the main thing, like building trust. Building trust takes time. And for me, the best way to build trust is to give, spill all your secrets. Tell everything, and understand it's not about you. I may have an interesting story. That's interesting to know, but in the end, people don't care about that. People care about how you can help them. And they will trust you if the information that you're putting out there is valuable. Valuable information. That's something that I can use. That's something that I can learn from. And that's why sometimes people, I'm going to be out there telling all my secrets. Yes, freaking yes, you will be out there telling all your secrets, because first of all, it's useful for people. I'm out there every day, every single day in short videos, really telling everything I know about how sometimes it could be technical. Like, okay, why should you use, for example, why should you use an external microphone when you record videos with your phone? Because our phones, cameras are great, but the microphone's not so much. And if you want the importance of having clean audio, it's at least 50% of the video you're creating. So sometimes it's about something technical like that people can use. Other times it's about how's the best way to build a video in terms of what do you start with, what kind of content you want to have. It's more about the content. And again, any professional that is talking about, of course, within the limits, I know attorneys cannot be giving legal advice online on videos. But if you're telling people what you know, and this is useful information, you'll build an audience with time. There's two factors here. One, you're building an audience, so people are starting to trust you because they say, okay, Nicole knows what she's talking about, and I can learn from her. But the other thing is the algorithm, and you cannot ignore that. You have, the more consistent you are, and today it's also about the kind of content you're putting, that the more valuable content you put out and the more consistent you are. So yeah, you decide that you're going to be posting videos twice a week, religiously post videos twice a week. Because if you don't do it consistently, so two things: if it's not valuable content, waste of time. But more than that, if you don't do it consistently, that's a big waste of time. Because if you agree with all I just said and say, yeah, video content is what I need to be doing, but you're a business owner, you're busy, you have a business to run, and then you say, I'm not inspired today, I don't have time today, I don't know what to say today, and then you don't do it. Or you're very inspired, you do one video, and there are two videos in a week, and then 3 weeks pass and you didn't do anything because you didn't have time.
You got ready to not do it.
So yeah, it just flush those two videos down the toilet, I would say, because they are not helping you. So my whole thing is putting together a system so that people can create valuable content short. And as you were saying, there's a whole discussion. We can talk about that. It's better to put it short content or long content. There's no clear answer about that. But if you wanna create content, and any business today needs to create content, either video or written or whatever, without a system, it will not work because you won't do it. You won't be consistent.
That's so true. The consistency is the key, and the sense that you're going to add, are you drinking your 8 to 10 glasses of water a day? Is that on your schedule? Do you do that? Are you getting an exercise? Are you breaking up your day? You need a schedule. We have to have good, healthy habits. And part of that is it rolls into our business as well. And are we putting that out there? What is stopping you from doing the video production? And when the last time I talked to you, I put some scripts together. I made 12 scripts and I put it into my weekly emails for tips. And I made one video, just got on there and then broke it up, put it down, put a call to action at the end, and I'm posting them. So those go out on my tips, but it still goes out on my social media, it goes out on my YouTube. But that absolutely has the intention of sharing all those tips and tricks that are secrets of, hey, getting on a stage, getting out there. Are you using things like, are you using your lead magnet? Are you going to network? Don't be the best kept secret. Here's a little bit of a nugget of something, and those can be rolled into shorts. But I can reuse those. I can always change the thumbnails, and I can reuse them. If there's 12 videos, that's 12 weeks just for that one email going out each week. And then people are going to forget it after a period of time. Anywho, So you just bring it back after 12 weeks and they see that one again. And so this has been just so great. And I even use like AI generation, which we were talking about before.
Sure.
AI is a good tool. And if we put good things into AI, good will come out. And so
Oh,
we're programming the AI not to let it get the best of us, but those are shorts. They're 30-second reels that go out there for clients.
yeah. For example, one of the things that we're doing now is a social media video program that it's based on exactly what you were talking about. Let's say the goal is for a business owner, as I said, I'm gonna put out post 2 videos a week, 8 videos a month. Sounds like a lot? Not exactly. If you do it right. So the way we do it when we're working with a client, it's first of all to look at the written content. Every business has written content. Some have more, some have less, but like they have made blog posts, years, articles, whatever, their website, you have a lot of written content. And hopefully those are your words, your thoughts, your knowledge. So the first thing I do when I start working with a business is an assessment of everything that they have written. And then we take this content and with the help of AI, of course, like I'm using AI to help me with scripts. Help me, not do it instead of me. But so in this case, we take all that content and we create a large amount of short, self-contained, I would say, scripts. So I'm using that business's knowledge, words to create those short scripts. Of course, yeah, and I will say this a few times, when you're using AI, you should always don't take what is there, copy paste. Go over it, see if it fits what you say. If you would say it this way, if you train the AI correctly, it will sound more like you. So this is work. But I would say what we do with companies, we take all this content, we turn it into a large amount of scripts. And the goal here is to record the videos in batches. If someone wants to, I post every day. I don't record every day. I don't even record every week. I record usually once a month. I do a batch of 20. Okay. So if you wanna put 2 videos a week, once a month, record a batch of 8. If it takes you, and those are videos that are 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. That's it. A small nugget. And I would say to record, it doesn't take that long if you practice. So the way we do it, we have our remote platform. That remote platform takes advantage of people's phones. We can record locally in people's phones. So it's not like recording a Zoom. Recording a Zoom is nice, but it's not professional quality video. Professional quality video you have from your phone can record up to 4K footage. So great cameras, not great microphones. So when we are working with a company, with a business, we will send them a little bit of equipment, which is a tripod for the phone, a lapel microphone for the phone. So tripod to make it steady. You don't want shaky footage. If that's the creative concept, yeah, go for it. But many times that's not what you need. So you want steady and with clean audio, okay? And when we're working with a company for social media videos, we also send them a couple of LED lights. I see so many people that don't pay attention when they're on video, either on networking or because they leave a ton of space above their head, or their background is very bright and they look like a silhouette. This is not. It's important to show up. People, you want people to see your face. You want people to hear you well. So those are not just nice to have. They are musts, in my opinion. So when we're working with a company, we also teach them how to frame themselves. So choose a space where you're going to record your videos in batches, and we help them set up. And then we train them in the use of the teleprompter. So I use a teleprompter. When you have a script, you could do it either bullet points if you're really good at speaking off the cuff. I prefer to have my script. I know that it's written in my words and the way I talk. So the only thing you need to do is to train a little bit. So when you're using the teleprompter, it doesn't sound like you're reading like a robot, but So it's a little bit of acting, I would say, but you're not faking. Those are your words. This is what you believe. So you are telling the truth. You just need to train. So when I'm working with someone, and I've directed, as I said, a ton of actors in the past, like you train them to use the teleprompter in a way that doesn't sound like they're or looks like they're reading. And we record the first video with them. We also create digital assets that will be reused in every video. Those titles, motion graphic titles that you see, important. Why is important? Because so many people don't watch videos with the sound on. So it's important to have those titles, a call to action at the end, a way for people to reach out. All those are important to have in your video. So we create all those. We train with people. We do the first video with them. And from there, every business owner gets a personal link to our platform where they can log in whenever they want. My recommendation, once a month, record the 8 videos. They record the videos, and that's it. The videos get uploaded to the cloud automatically. And we, as a production company, we do all the editing. So we'll format it for different social media. It's another thing that is very common error. For example, if you're posting a video on LinkedIn, the best display way is to create a video that is square, 1 by 1. Not horizontal like we are here now, or not vertical video is good for TikTok. A vertical video is good for YouTube Reels. So you should try to post videos in the right format. So this is something that we do for our clients. We already formatted. They only have to record. We format it in 3 different formats. We add all the titles. And sometimes we post for them depending on, or if they want to post it. But the main thing is that you have your content and you plan it ahead. I was telling you before when we started, I have my videos planned ahead and scheduled for 3 weeks ahead. So I don't even think about it. And again, it's all about having a system. And then it works. After I started using my system on LinkedIn, for example, in 3 months, my engagement rate, my engagement rate rose by 500%, which is crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You shared so many valuable tips in that to say, really get in there, get on the mic, get seen, get heard, get out there and engage and be part of it. And how hard is it? It took me an hour. Maybe it took me 5 minutes to get the script. It took me an hour to record maybe 12 3 to 5 minute videos, cut that all up because I wanted to make sure to stop it and pause it, and then threw that in the hopper, put it onto script, and you can cut out the word. I love it because you can cut out the words. And then I can make shorts with that. Yep. They might not be the best of the best, but it's something to start. But having someone like you is valuable on a larger scale. And so if you're not ready to get to that point yet, try something. But if you're working on your business in your business and you don't have time to do that, you call somebody and say, hey, I need some assistance. But if you take an hour, you get a script, you take an hour, and then give that hour of footage over to somebody that can do the production for you digitally, remotely, and then send it back and get it all set up. It's a set it and forget it. All you have to do is go in and comment. You have to have a group of people. Your algorithm is moving. Don't just shut your eyes, but it's engagement. So it's the trust again that you're developing and consistently keeping with your community. People are going on, they're engaging, they're saying hello, good video. Find something that means that you actually read at least 2 sentences of someone's content.
Engagement is key. Engagement is key. I would say besides posting either video or written, I would say the best combination is like to have both. But respond to every comment that people comment. Everyone.
Yes.
And comment on other people's posts. I do it in a targeted way, and in the end, the goal of every business is to do more business. Yeah, to get more clients. Yeah,
yes,
of
course, absolutely.
So you want people to, for example, what I was saying in terms of posting content that is valuable, spilling all your secrets, and giving people valuable content to consume and learn from you. You're building trust. This is a branding move, if you will. Okay, but you don't need to be selling anything. You don't need to be selling anything. And people really don't like to be sold, but they love things that they can use. They love stories as well. So you putting that content out, you're building that audience, you're building credibility. And with time, takes them. And if you're consistent, you will get the results. There is ROI there. It's a little bit more difficult to exactly pinpoint, but it does work. So if you ask me, have I gotten new clients as a result of this engagement? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And more I see, and when you comment on other people's posts, be targeted. I do some targeting work and say, okay, those are people that I would like to be connected with. They could be good leads for me. They could be good strategic partners for me. So I start interacting. I like what they're posting. So I start interacting with them, commenting on their posts. And then it gets to a point where people notice, oh, thank you so much for commenting. And then you connect with that person, you meet with them for a one-on-one, and that's how it goes. The more you do it, the more people will come back to say, oh, thank you so much for commenting on my post. And you start a conversation with that person. And that's what you want.
That brings so much value. And teaching people to say, hey, what are you doing? Are you commenting on other people's pages? That's why why is your attendance low? So the question is, hey, I've got low attendance. Nobody's coming to my events. Who did you tell? I put it on Facebook. I put it on Facebook each day for 30 days. Oh, it's got to be the content. Did you engage? Did you invite people to your group? Did you go to their page? Did you talk to them? Did you engage with them? How would they know you're there? It won't show up in your feed. And talking about the algorithm, if you're not engaging with someone, they're not going to show up on your feed. They're gonna get ghosted. They're gonna disappear, and then you're gonna get these new people. They're not another 5,000 of your closest friends on Facebook that you'll never know. You have to talk to them. And let them know that their content is being looked at. And that's part of the client customer service. You're building a customer relationship by showing your clients, your potential clients, or your potential collaborators that you're listening to them, that you want to be part of them. Hey, this person is nice, like you're saying, before you get engagement. So now people come to your events. Now people sign up for your events. Maybe they sign up for your event on LinkedIn and they don't come to the event, but they're still supporting you. And maybe somebody that they know they can recommend because they see your content. They see what's going on. Maybe they can't show up to your event, but maybe they'll get a VIP package and be able to watch the replay, which is reusable content.
That's what I wanted to say. You were mentioning before repurposing. So repurposing content is big and people should do, because when you post something online, you have to realize, okay, so you have a ton of connections on LinkedIn. Okay. I have more than 5,000. Do you think that every time that you post, all those 5,000 connections are seeing your content? No, absolutely not. And if that's what you think, you really don't understand how social media works. So yes, you can repost content and you should. And again, today with AI, it's very easy to change a little bit the titles and repost that content. Absolutely. Because you're not annoying the people that already saw your content. You are posting for all those 90% that didn't see it in the first place. And another thing is to repurpose. If you did a video, I always say, if you did a video, you can take the copy and use it as a written post. You can take or as a blog post, or you can use it for email marketing. You can repurpose that content, not as a video, several times.
100%.
And you should, because if you're not doing, or take the transcript of the video. Always have a transcript. That's another thing that helps you. So things like that. There's a lot of things that you can do with that one video that go much beyond the one video.
And that's so great, because also when you're starting to get on your videos, now you can see, is your avatar your perfect avatar for you? Are you speaking to your client? Are you speaking to your client's heart? Now you know if people aren't seeing you, or they're looking at your stuff and I don't really understand, maybe it's time to beta test it and see if people have more questions. Does this give the right call to action, or does this video actually explain hey, turn on your camera. What are the steps to doing that? What are the
Mhm.
steps to starting a Zoom call? What's the step to unmuting? How do I do that? So are those steps and the guidance that you're providing hitting the heart, and are they listening to you? Are they reading, even if they read the text, does that make sense? Or is it just a bunch of word salad that went through that people aren't buying your content? So,
Yeah.
also, how do you personally show up? How do you show up on video? And again, going back to your energy. So, looking at all those aspects very simply without really nitpicking everything, because that's why they have someone like you, Neco, is to say, hey, I need somebody to give me this good constructive criticism on what I need to do or actually provide me the correct steps or take it over. Take over the wheel. You drive the vehicle because you have so much experience in this. You're the expert in it. And then you can go be the expert somewhere else and you're lifting that burden. And that's being a good leader. You're delegating the service to someone that can take
Oh,
that over and you can
absolutely. You
trust.
can't do it all yourself. Mainly if you're a small business owner, you are wearing all the hats. So of course you can't do it all. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way of scaling up your business is by delegating stuff. You can't do it all yourself. Listen, I'm as I said, I'm a director and editor, and with all the humility, I'm a pretty good editor, and I love editing. I cannot edit myself for my clients. If when I started the business, that's what I did. You have to delegate not only the things that you don't know how to do, which is obvious. You should. If you're doing videos and you don't know how to edit, of course you can learn. Of course you can learn. But do you want to invest the time on that? You have other things to do. Your face needs to be out there, yeah. But you don't need to do all the technical side. So yes, you delegate stuff that you don't know how to do. But I think that the key to expanding is learning how to delegate the stuff that you are good at also, because you will need to do that. It's a little bit hard as a professional editor. It's like your baby, and nobody's going to do it as well as I do that. Like nobody's going to do
Yep.
it. Not necessarily, and yeah, you'll have to teach people. That's what I do. I teach my editors because they're young editors and they're good, but I have to teach them. Yeah, but that's time well invested, because once you teach people to do the things that you do well and you delegate, then they will start. You can have more and more of those. You can expand your reach and can expand your company. So that's what I've been doing.
And that's wonderful because now you're teaching other people to your magic, right? And you're growing. And then there's more people that can come to your business. So depending upon how large you want to grow, if you want to stay stuck, how come I'm not getting, the question is, how come I'm not getting one or two more clients to reach my financial goal for the month? Well,
Mhm.
perhaps you don't have the time to talk to those clients because you're trying to do everything and you're at a point in your business that you need to step back and detach yourself and really look at that experience, that illusion of the self, and what is that relativity of that you're looking at. How is your business really running, and do you need to do everything? Do you need to delegate it, and are you financially able to say, hey, is this investment into this other human or this other technology or this other software going to 10x my business? So what is your business goal from there? So it's a little bit of growing pains, but it's okay. Try one new thing and try adding one more person. But and you're in the business of watching people and watching their movements, and you're behind the camera directing the stage. The world is your stage here, and you're directing people with their emotions and the content. When you're doing this, does it make it easier for you to maybe hire someone when you're able to let go of that control to look for certain nuances or certain experiences that they have to be able to direct them and guide them as to become a more experienced and a better maybe editor?
First of all, you have to teach all the time. But as I was saying, when you need to let go. Some things you have to do yourself. That's what I keep telling people. If you're the face of your business, or many solopreneurs, you're not only the face of your business, you are your business. And I work with a lot of solopreneurs. So you need to put your face out there. But you can do it in a way that it doesn't consume everything. You don't need to learn everything around it to do that. So yes, you're a solopreneur. You will remain very small if you don't learn how to delegate.
Yeah, yes. And learn that, hey, maybe that's not your magic. Just because you learn to edit a few videos doesn't mean that has to be part of your business. And are you referring out? And to know that's okay. Maybe that's not your magic. Maybe that's something that doesn't need to come into your business, at least for now. And as a solopreneur, because you do have to do everything, hit all the switches into it.
Absolutely. But for example, editing, it's many people see it as a technical work. And I say, no, editing is storytelling. For example, to take an interview and turn it into a story, take pieces of the interview, that's absolutely not technical work. You want to be able to take snippets of the interview and tell a story. So that's creative work. So everyone needs to be an editor? No, hell no. That's another thing that we do a lot with our clients is interview their clients for social proof. Because I would say the other element, one element is putting yourself out there as establishing yourself as an authority on what you do, like a professional authority, so that people understand that you can help them. But the other thing is not touting your own horn. Social proof. Because I can say as much as I want about myself, how professional I am, how great I am. That doesn't resonate with no one. But if my client tells, that's another story. So that's why testimonials are important. That's why reviews are important. The real ones that people trust.
Well, and you have a unique perspective on doing testimonials. It's not just, hey, I think Neco is the best ever and happy face, because it doesn't make sense. What is it? People may not understand what you really truly provide on a deeper level for the customer, and they won't buy, because you can fake, just like the deep fake everything else, you can fake those testimonials. But when they give the video testimonial, the way that you do it, it's very unique and powerful.
So the principle behind this is, first of all, because you have written reviews and you have video testimonials. The reason that people trust more video testimonials than written reviews is obvious, and what we touched earlier. People make decisions based on emotions. When you see a real human being, you trust it much more. When you see a nice review, you don't know if this wasn't doctored or in some way. And many times it is. How many times people ask for a testimonial and the person doesn't know so why don't you write me a blurb and I'll just post it? But then it's not your testimonial, and people know that. And because people know that, they don't trust it so much. So if you go to a website and you see a ton of those written reviews, they may well be true, word for word, but they may not. So so people don't trust it. So that's the first principle. Seeing a real person talking generates much more trust. So you want that. Now, what's the problem with? So then people say, okay, I'll just ask my client to grab their phone, record the testimony. Great, on paper. Problem is, people don't know what to say. And you have the technical problem. Many times it won't look good, it's shaky, or it won't look good and won't sound good. But then let's assume that they know what they're doing. It looks good and it sounds good. But what about the content? The content has to be relevant. And I'm in my method, it's very simple. My definition of a good client video testimonial, it's a client testimonial that answers the main questions that a prospect would ask. That's what people want to know. So if someone records a testimonial for you, okay, and they spend a whole 60 seconds, a whole minute telling me how Nicole is great, it's so great, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I want to know. I don't know Nicole. I want to know, what was the problem that prompted you to look for help? Why did you choose to work with Nicole? How was the process? Easy, difficult? And the results. What were the results of working with Nicole? And of course, you are recommending Nicole. Why should I work with her and not with someone else? And may sound obvious, but to answer those questions, you need to have answers to those questions. You need to ask. So that's the reason that in our case, all testimonials we do are interview based only. And there's another thing that now is getting, people are using more and more, which is sending you a link and there are a few questions and you answer those questions and you record. Is that better than asking people to record themselves? Yes, it is. Is that ideal? I would say no, because not only what you're saying is important, not what your client is saying is important, the way they are delivering it is important too. If you send people questions, they write them down and then they take the camera and they will either read what they wrote. It's true again. They will, but it will sound robotic. It will sound scripted. And believe me, if I was talking about scripting yourself for social media videos, that's one thing. Those are your words and your training. Anything that sounds, smells scripted on a testimonial, forget about it. People will not believe a word of what that person is saying because it's scripted. Someone told them to say.
And it sounds like it's scripted.
Exactly. So there's nothing more genuine than someone just answering a question freely. So that's the principle here. It's always an interview with a real person. Now, you may ask, okay, how do you do that? The traditional way is to send a video crew to that person's. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So people, will I do that for every? And many companies today are virtual, and you have clients all over the place. I'm based in New York, but I have clients in Colorado. I have clients in California. I have clients in Canada. And I want to have those interviews. So sending a crew, yeah, of course it's possible. But it's a lot of money and you don't want to, and it's very disruptive. So in our case, what we do, we use our remote platform to do that. We leverage people's phones. Again, if a client wants us to interview their clients, they introduce the client to us and we do all the work. We send that client the equipment, the same thing that I told you before, a tripod for the phone, a lapel microphone, and they don't need to send it back. Because the other thing about testimonials is this: if you don't make it easy, people will not do it. Would you say that the Google review is easy?
Not necessarily. A lot of people don't want to do it.
Exactly, because you have to come up with something to say. You have to write it down. And so many times people say, okay, they put a sentence or they don't do it, or they sit on it. So if you don't make it easy, people won't do it. So in our case, I say the only thing that people need to do is to commit to is to show up to something that looks and feels like a Zoom conversation for up to 30 minutes. Most people say yes. It's easy.
Absolutely. Because you can give the client, you can give that person giving a testimony a reward for having done it.
So in our case, they do get a reward. If my client wants to give more, and some do, but in our case, we send that client the tripod and the microphone, and it's a gift. They don't need to send it back. It's a useful gift because most of them are business owners themselves. So it's a useful gift. People are happy to get it. But the main reason to send the equipment and as a gift is to keep it easy again. Because, okay, everything is easy, but now I need to print a label, put this thing in a box.
No.
Too much work. Thank you.
It's going to sit in your car. It's going to get broken.
Exactly.
It's going to get frustrating.
So we remove that. It's all about removing hurdles, yeah? So we remove the hurdle, and then on the day that people schedule, they download an app, they log into their session. And the other important thing is that we interview them with questions that we craft with our client to hit that client's specific FAQ, like the questions that they know that potential clients would ask. So and the interview doesn't take more than 15 minutes. We upload it directly from their phone to the cloud, so they don't need to send us the video, which is the last hassle. Like, how do I send video in high res? How do I put it in Dropbox? And how do I take it from my phone in high res? Why worry about that? So we upload it from their phone and we say goodbye and we say thank you. So the whole time investment of your client, who you don't want to bother, is like 15, 20 minutes of a conversation with someone that asks them questions. That's all. And they get a gift for that. So why not? And
Yeah.
then the other part is that we will take that 10, 12 minutes conversation and we will edit it down to no more than 2 minutes because people have short attention span.
Yes.
So sometimes I meet people, sorry about that. Sometimes I meet people that do wonderful interviews with the client and they post them, but it's an hour long. It's half an hour long. People will not watch it. People
No,
will
they
not.
won't. They won't. I had a
Exactly.
coach
So
try to show me, go to my website and look at all my testimonials. 2-3 hours worth of videos. I want to know what you do from you. I want to hear you. I want to listen to the conversation. I want to see your tonality. I want to see your structure. I want to hear if we're going to have an okay conversation. How do you talk? How do you speak?
Yeah.
Am I going to be engaged by you for long periods of time, or am I just going to want to walk away, take a break, not show up? All those are very sticky points when you're not able to connect with the person you're working with, and you're making it so easy for people in that. And I always hated that when people were like, oh, get some testimonies. What does that mean? Or look at someone's site. I see their testimony. They're horrible. I have no connection to what that person is doing. And so it even turns me off even more.
and again, consistency. If you like testimonials, let's say the first thing you want to do with them is put them on your website, as you said. A good thing to do. But you want them to be consistent. In technical terms, all of them should look good, sound good, be shot more or less in the same way. But the other thing is you want to have different stories because people resonate with different stories. So you want to have different stories from different clients so that different prospects can identify with that. And you have always to remember that the goal of a testimonial is to plant the first seed of trust. You watch that person and you want that viewer to say, this is my story. This is like me.
Yes.
And then they will continue watching. And that's why, for example, the first thing you want to do and having a testimonial, and I would say people should remember that, is not who you are, blah, blah, blah. The first thing needs to be the problem you had. Because that's the hook. That's the hook. Because you want the viewer to say, oh, that's my problem too. And that's the reason that they will continue watching.
Oh, 100%. That's why when I do the podcast, I find it's good to know, what are we talking about? What's the journey you're going to go on today? What solution do you bring for the person to listen to the podcast or listen to a tidbit or look at something to say, hey, I'm going to get solutions here. Someone's going to solve my problem. And it's very important. We have solutions, and you resonate with that person and go, oh, okay, I see this person. I understand the pain that they had, whether somebody's fixing a drain pipe or something. Okay, I have that. I lived that for a minute, right? And there's that, okay, that could be me. There's that point of the story again. And when it's not relatable, then you're shut down to purchasing the product or getting the service. And it's trust, communication, building the network and getting out there so people see that this is something that is easy to do or have done.
And there's another thing. I want to go back to the repurposing that you mentioned before. Testimonials are like video testimonials. When you have that 10-minute interview and you created the 2-minute video, you still have the other 10 minutes there. You have a lot of good material that if you that you could use as snippets of it as video ads, as social media posts, or so one testimonial can be multiplied into a large number of valuable content that you can use for yourself, and you should. You need that's a great thing about video. You can repurpose it for so many different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't need to constantly recreate. You don't need to constantly go back in. And yes, you take that B-roll and you use it in other places, or we've taken from virtual reality some networks or events we've done and just rolled it in the background of something, or put it up on a screen, or like you have the sails right here, people on the boat sailing. You can put something that you can play that video behind you. in a background or show somebody, hey, this is what we did. And just have a moment in a call, a one-to-one call. Let me show you what we were doing the other day.
Yeah.
It's so great to have this. You don't have to hold all the video, but you need to have enough of it instead of those old storage rooms in your office back in the day in the Silicon Valley. You've got these big boxes that all the files are stored in, and you just have boxes and boxes of stuff, things that you never use what you've got and then move on and get new stuff. You don't, and I see people all the time when I worked in casinos, they're always taking videos and taking pictures. You don't have a channel to show that. When are you going to watch it? Who's going to have the time to watch all this?
Yeah.
So what's the intention for that? So what are you doing? But you give people a structure and a format and a goal for where they're going with it. Why am I doing it? Which is huge, the how and the why to do something. Somebody always comes in some network. Hey, I'm a social media person. I'm a digital production person. I do videos or I do ads. This is what I do. We'll give a little bit of a conversation and some context to what you do or why I should work with you, which is everything that you're solving here with testimony or experience and the ability to get somebody, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense, because it causes a lot of stress, especially when on a solopreneur level, when you're doing much of it yourself. I've got to do this, but I don't really understand why. And that's a lot of reason too for my clients that I see is why they don't pull the trigger on doing something or getting on a stage. Maybe they don't have the reason enough of why they need to get on the stage, why they need to have the content. I know I need to do it, but what's the full picture and the purpose of it? Because, and hey, you're not going to be an influencer. That's not what we're trying to do. And so adding more stress to them to go viral or do something without understanding what they're doing for their business. So keeping them within the parameters of what they really need to accomplish that will benefit their business, instead of buying another product or service that doesn't help them in any way, shape, or form.
You're right. And people should understand that there is, when you talk about social media, there's a big difference between your personal social media and your professional social media. At least for me, there is. I am almost not in social media at all for personal things, really. And I see some people using LinkedIn sometimes, and all they post is things, oh, I had this, I went here, I went there, I had this event. That's nice. That people will not watch that. So don't do that. As much as I am constantly on LinkedIn and Facebook for my business, what I'm doing is, again, posting stuff that are valuable for people. Not about me. Not about me. Sometimes, it's, oh, I was in this event, or I will say I was in this podcast with Nicole Borghi, was great. Of course, I will put that and that's content but all the time only posting stuff of, oh, we did this and we did that.
Nobody wants to see the salad you're eating or the restaurant you went to or hear about your couple's problems. That's not where people relate.
Yeah, you have,
and it's a little bit TMI, and you disconnect people doing. So there's a platform and a reason. And I don't want all my stuff out there. You want to have a personal conversation with me, and please let me get to know you. You don't need to know where I am, what time of day it is, what I'm eating, how I'm eating. And those are even uncomfortable on one-to-one calls. A lot of times there's no reason to ask all that personal information.
And one thing, maybe the reason, like you were mentioning before, that many people don't see the reason they should be out there. And maybe that's because they think about it the way people do their personal social media. No, it's totally different. There is a reason. You want to grow your business. You want to be there, but you don't want to be there the same way that you are on your personal Facebook.
And that's huge for people to know that you don't have to be there in a bikini selling ice cream to get people to come in. That's not going to work maybe for the type of business that you're doing. You don't need to do it. And it's not a lot of fear porn that people have. It's not that they're so scared and you feel, oh, you're scared to get on the stage. Not really. They just need to understand the incentive or why they're doing something. And then the how do I get it done? Or who do I call?
Yep.
And that's what's great about your shorts and your videos coming out there, because the person's getting to relate to you and they know why they need to talk to you. understand why you have the call to action and that they need to click and schedule with you. They start to understand things, and knowledge is power only when applied, and you cannot apply the knowledge if you don't know how to apply it.
And one thing, what I always say to people, why should you be spilling out your secrets out there? Because people are going to copy you. First of all, if people copy you, that's a compliment. That's great. That's one. But most people will not do it themselves. That's a lot of work. So am I worried that some people that are more savvy with video will take everything that I'm putting out there and do it themselves? No, I'm not worried. Some people will. The majority will not. The majority will know that you are the expert, and when they need it, they will remember you. They will remember you because they're seeing you constantly out there. The other day, I met a guy that I do a lot of networking. It's a networking group that I was part of, not anymore. And he hasn't seen me for a couple of years. And he said, Neco, I see you everywhere now. I said, that's good. That's good. I'm not in contact with that person. It's not someone that really knows me, but he remembers and said, so something that I'm doing is working. So if this guy is coming to me and say, oh, I see you everywhere, that's good. And that's what you want to hear.
100%. You are your brand. Especially if you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, if you're the face of the brand, you're the business owner. That's why it's good. Why get on a podcast? Why get on a virtual summit? Why attend a virtual event? Why put your video out there? Because people see you. And just Nike or Walmart or whatever the brand or product is, they show you the same commercial over and over again. So when you're repurposing things, people get to know you. They recognize you. They see you. They remember how they felt when they first met you. Or there was something that caused them to go, oh, maybe I should rethink this part of my business, or maybe I should rethink this type of video. They start to think about that. And not only are you building trust, but they see you enough times that subliminally it starts to kick in. Or maybe that's just divine guidance that says, hey, maybe you need this service.
Absolutely. Unless you're a business that is blessed by constant referrals and word of mouth, and if you want to trust only that, say, okay, no problem. But I think very few businesses can do that today, even more. That's why I always say, yeah, referrals are good. Like when you have a testimonial out there, it's a 24/7 referral.
Yes.
So why not use it?
Yes, 100%. So use what you've got. And then, you know what? And then give yourself the grace to make a good decision as a leader to hire an expert like Neco. So we are here. I could talk to you all day. You've got so many great tidbits and what you're sharing, and just got such good information that people can take and apply or pick up the phone and call you. So last words, I'm going to give that to you. Anything that you want to say to the audience or tell them where to go or anything like that?
First of all, I would say get out there. Get out there. Put your face out there. It is necessary. It is something that will help you. There are many different ways of doing it. The way we help clients is one of them. It's not the only one. But like if people want to get in contact, we have our website, labeproductions.com. This guy here, labeproductions.com. I am on LinkedIn all the time. So it's very easy to find me on LinkedIn, Neco Turkienicz. So look for me and get in contact with me. I always answer. I'm polite, I would say. I always answer. No, but not only because of that. So on LinkedIn and layproductions.com and other social medias, you can find Lay Productions out there and get in contact, and I will respond.
Absolutely. And is a good person to talk to, you guys. And thank you for being here and providing some solutions today to people's pain points and where to go, what to do, how to do it, giving them some direction so they can either delegate or make good, healthy decisions. And that's what we're here for on the Pain Point Podcast. So guys, you know what? Hit that like, smash the subscribe, and all Neco's information will be below, whether it's Spotify, Rumble, or YouTube. Even on LinkedIn, you'll see all the information. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
The real world, a global community where like-minded individuals work toward achieving their personal goals. Every member receives advanced training and mentoring from our team of experienced industry specialists. Develop essential business skills with the help of our coaches through our online comprehensive education system. Join now. Real Prosperity Financial Freedom Formula. Discover how to become financially free so you don't have to depend on your business, a job, the government, a partner, or anyone else for money. Scan code for the Financial Freedom Formula. 4BK Forbidden Knowledge Shop. Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops. Embark on a journey of discovery with Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops, where history, science, and spirituality merge to unlock the secrets of the universe. Our immersive experiences take you beyond the mainstream narrative, exploring ancient civilizations, consciousness expansion, biohacking, UFO phenomena, and the art of manifestation. Esoteric Store, featuring new esoteric and biohack items. It's a movement, a portal to ancient wisdom, higher vibrations, and deep truths. Awakening minds and expanding consciousness. Scan code to shop now. AI Genius Club. Revolutionary suite of 24 AI-powered apps is designed to automate, optimize, and elevate your success. Whether you're crafting visuals, creating engaging funnels, or generating personalized content, our platform empowers you to excel with ease and precision. Scan code to create magic. Event Raptor, the #1 solution for automating your sales. Attract, nurture, and convert with your ultimate coaching client attraction system. Everything you need to grow your audience, your authority and influence, your sales. Scan to start your automation. The real world, a global community where like-minded individuals work toward achieving their personal goals. Every member receives advanced training and mentoring from our team of experienced industry specialists. Develop essential business skills with the help of our coaches through our online comprehensive education system. Join now. Real Prosperity Financial Freedom Formula. Discover how to become financially free so you don't have to depend on your business, a job, the government, a partner, or anyone else for money. Scan code for the Financial Freedom Formula. 4BK Forbidden Knowledge Shop. Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops. Embark on a journey of discovery with Forbidden Knowledge Tours and Workshops, where history, science, and spirituality merge to unlock the secrets of the universe. Our immersive experiences take you beyond the mainstream narrative, exploring ancient civilizations, consciousness expansion, biohacking, UFO phenomena, and the art of manifestation. Esoteric Store, featuring new esoteric and biohack items. It's a movement, a portal to ancient wisdom, higher vibrations, and deep truths. Awakening minds and expanding consciousness. Scan code to shop now. AI Genius Club. Revolutionary suite of 24 AI-powered apps is designed to automate, optimize, and elevate your success. Whether you're crafting visuals, creating engaging funnels, or generating personalized content, our platform empowers you to excel with ease and precision. Scan code to create magic. Event Raptor, the #1 solution for automating your sales. Attract, nurture, and convert with your ultimate coaching client attraction system. Everything you need to grow your audience, your authority and influence, your sales. Scan to start your automation.